Hey guys, welcome back to the Snap Ring Chronicles. Today we're coming back at you with another Ratchet video, and this one is from our friends at Harbor Freight. It's the Icon, one of the Icon Ratchets, the 92 Ratchets. But before we get into it, before we jump into this video, if you find these videos at all helpful or entertaining, could you please give me a like and also subscribe to this channel. Okay, so here it is. It's the Icon. It's the low profile 92 3/8 drive. It says professional ratchet, and this one says it's 7 5/8 long. This is the shorter one. There's a longer version of the same one. I think that's more popular. That one I think it's over 8 inches. Over 8 inches long. So here's some of the writing here. 92 gear to gear mechanism produces a tight 4-degree arc swing for easy work in small spaces. Precision machine gears provide smooth ratcheting action and withstands heavy torque. Polished chrome finish offers superior corrosion resistance and easily wipes clean. Low profile head allows easy clearance into the most cramped work areas. An ergonomic handle designed for reduced hand fatigue and a non-slip grip. Lifetime guarantee on this. And for you sticky finger gals out there, supposedly there's a anti-theft device in this box, even though they don't have these on the shelf anyway. At my store they have these on the shelf. They have like a ticket or something. You grab the ticket or whatever and you bring it up to the counter, and then they'll go get you whatever Icon tool you want or ratchet you want. So they don't put these on the shelf. I guess for that reason they probably start disappearing. And here it is. It says designed by Icon in the USA, manufactured in Taiwan. So there's a look at that. This is how it's supposed to hang from the rack. Has a little hanging doodad up there. And so let's open up the package. Okay, this is how it comes. It comes with a little cloth, I guess, to wipe it off. It's just like this is more like tchotchke type stuff they include into this this ratchet, I guess, to make it look like something. So they give you this little rag here with Icon on it. And the packaging is, it's kind of elaborate for a ratchet. I'm not sure how other companies, the higher end companies, ratchets come, because I never bought a new one. Like, let's say a Snap-on or something like that, or Matco. I don't know if they also have boxes like this. If any of you guys who are pros out there and use pro equipment, let me know in the comment if usually if a Snap-on comes with all this packaging and stuff. There's the ratchet. There's the box. Has this plastic kind of mold. It's stuck pretty good in there. Like, you'd have to, I guess it's glued. You have to probably take apart the box to get this out. It doesn't just fall out. So probably the anti-theft device is somewhere back there. So that's that. Let me zoom in a little bit on the ratchet here. Like I said, it says it's 7 5/8 long. Let's take a look and see if that's accurate. It's 7 Looks more like 7.5 actually. So about 7.5 inches on this ratchet. And here's a look. Looks pretty good. Feels good. The chrome looks decent on these ratchets. Feels pretty good. The ratcheting a little stiff, but we'll look inside and see what we find in a minute. It has a plate that's engraved. It says 90 tooth. It says do not immerse in fluids. I guess for you guys who wanna dip this in some type of fluid, it's telling you not to. One thing I don't like about this is that there are no screws that go from the top through the plate. Actually, the screws are going into the ratchet head itself, and they're threaded there, which I don't like, because say in case you somehow over torque these and you ruin the threads, it's threaded inside the ratchet body itself. So instead of being able to just replace the plate with the bad threads, you would have to replace the whole ratchet, I guess, because of the threads are in the body itself here. So let's open it up and see what we find inside. Okay, to open this up, you're going to need a T8 or a Torx 8 bit. And from the outside, I can see there's a good amount of grease coming out through the edges, so I'm going to put a rag or napkin down, hopefully to catch whatever excess. And you just have these 2 Torx screws. Here, and they're kind of stubby. They don't look too long. They have like some white or gray Loctite on the edges there, and you can see that there's a good amount of lubricant inside. There's this screw is well, it's full of lubricant. So that's that. And you remove the plate. Here's the plate. Like I said, there's a lot of lube in there. You can see it there. This is a little bit thicker, maybe a little tiny bit thicker than your usual Harbor Freight style ratchet with the double pawls, you know, the Pittsburghs. This plate maybe is a little tiny bit thicker than those. You can see the letters there better, and here is the opposite side, and you can see all the grease that's inside the ratchet. Okay, and here's a look at the mechanism here before I attempt to take it out. On a lot of these, you want to hold these down, because usually there's a pinion or a plunger underneath the pawl here that wants to snap out like that. And we'll put that aside for a second. Let's take a look at the gear. And there's a little gasket here, or a little, it's metal. Or if it's not metal, it's stiff. It's not rubber. And here we see the gear. I don't feel any rubber gasket here. There's so much grease on this. I could be wrong, but no, I'm not feeling anything. So I'm gonna say there's no gasket on this. You can see it's 90 teeth. The teeth are well lubricated. You can see all the grease. There's a lot of grease on my hands. And that's the back of the gear. And here is the ball detent. It's pretty well centered. Looks pretty decent. It's not perfect. You can see it's a little bit off center, but I guess it'll work. And these, if I'm not mistaken, this ratchet goes for like $39.99 or $37.99, something like that. So it's it's in that price range of the high 30s. And here is the pawl. It looks like a cradle. It has 90T on it, and on the back there's nothing written, and this is what it looks like. And I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, maybe like 19, 20 teeth on this pawl. And I think when these first came out, they were having a problem, not with this one in particular. I think they were having more of a problem with the flex heads. That the flex heads, something in the mechanism wasn't working well, or was kind of weak. And there were several people, I think Catus Maximus had a video on that, showing you what the problem was. But these non-flex models were good. It was those flex heads that were kind of giving some problems. And here is the plunger and the spring. It's a hollow plunger with a spring inside. And now we take the switch out. I guess the switch pushes out this way, and then underneath there's a ball. There's a ball and a spring. Here's the ball, and here is the spring. Kind of a long, not too long, but kind of a medium sized spring there. Here's the inside of the mechanism. Looks pretty good, looks decent. There's just if you want to be a little nitpicky, there's some lines here. Let me make sure that those, okay, yeah, let me make sure that ain't grease. Okay, yeah, those are lines from the manufacturer. See in the broaching here, you can see some lines, and you see a little bit here. You see that they plunged in the broaching. You see a circle here, and then another circle here where they plunged for the broaching there, and there's a line here that you can feel. A little bit better look there. Looks pretty solid, pretty heavy duty. The walls here are pretty thick, and the walls in general look pretty thick. And you know, for the head, you can take a, there's a look at the hole where the spring sits, and yeah, that's what we have. That's what makes up here, the parts, what make up the ratchet. Surprised that there's no gasket here. No rubber. Let me check again. No, there's nothing there. Because there is a rubber gasket on the switch. Oh, I didn't show the switch. This this video might go long because I'm already at 15 minutes. Here's the switch, and that's the hole where the spring and plungers sit. There's the rubber gasket. Everything is made of metal, thankfully, except for the rubber gasket. Okay, to get this back together, you take your spring and put that down there. Now you take your ball and you're gonna sit that on the spring. Like that. Now you're gonna take, oh, the ball fell. Let's try it again. The ball on there like that. Get your switch and you put that in, but not all the way like that, because you're gonna have to press in the ball to move the switch forward like that. So it should be working like that. Now you take your plunger and spring and you put that in the hole for the switch. Like that. Yeah, today, as you can see, I'm using a plastic tweezer, which comes in handy because a lot of these parts are metal and they pretty much, when I use a metal tweezer, they like to stick, because usually the metal tweezers have some steel or iron in it, so they get magnetized. Okay, now you take your paw with the letters facing out, the 90T, and you put that on top of the plunger. And now you take your gear and wait a second. Okay, try to hold that down, but let's try this again. Yeah, I'm trying to get this paw to stay down so I can get the gear in. It's not working. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay, it's a little tricky to get back in because you have to hold the paw all the way down, and of course there's the plunger with the spring wanting to push the paw up, so might take you a few tries to get that seated. Now you take your oh, don't forget your your little gasket there, and now you put the plate back on and you get your screws tightened. Not too tight. Remember that these are threaded. These are threaded. The threads are in the body itself, and if you ruin those threads, then I don't know, what are you gonna do? Rethread this little ratchet? I don't know, that would seem kind of challenging if you ask me. So just like finger tight. If you need it to be more stable, I would recommend you to use some Loctite instead of just over torquing it. Like I said, the threads are the weak point here. And you see if it's working. Yep, it's working. And there you have it. For the price, I don't know, seems a little bit overpriced. The quality seems alright, but I think there are other ones comparable to this. Some of the Apex Group ones, the SATA, the gear wrenches. The gear wrench is a little pricey too, but some of the other brands that Apex has, which are kind of more inexpensive, do have a lot of the features of this ratchet for less money. Is it worth 40 bucks? I mean, if you spent 40 bucks on this, I don't think you threw away your money, or you way overspent. You know, it seems like a decent ratchet. It has a good warranty. If you ever have a problem with these, I don't see anybody having a problem taking these back and getting a replacement for these. So that's a good thing. And like Harbor Freight has a lot of stores, so you can go back the same. You can go in and come out with one the same day instead of having to send away for warranty. On a lot of these companies, it might take a couple of weeks or a couple of months, who knows. So that's one good thing. But all in all, seems like a decent ratchet. Okay guys, until next time.